Well, just coincidentally, they had a couple of nice little articles that I saw. This one is from Cosmic Log on msnbc.com. Which alien worlds are most livable? There's the picture they've chosen to place there. What's that? One of the several planets within the Gliese 581 star system, called Gliese 581d, ranks among the most potentially habitable alien worlds on a new scale. Well, we know that they were habitable because we know aliens, which are angels, lived anywhere they wanted to for quite a long time. But you can read through the article. You can see what you think. First question would be if Earth-like conditions could be found on other worlds, since we know empirically that those conditions could harbor life. Second question, whether conditions exist on exoplanets that suggest the possibility of other forms of life, whether known to us or not. Known means you can't see it, but it's there. That'd be them. Well, we can keep on going down here. Titan is mentioned also. Habitability in a wider sense is not necessarily restricted to water as a solvent or to a planet circling a star. For example, the hydrocarbon lakes on Titan could host a different form of life. Analog studies in hydrocarbon environments on Earth in fact clearly indicate that these environments are habitable in principle. Orphan planets wandering free of any central star could likewise conceivably feature conditions suitable for some form of life. So the preparation and the mind thought of something out there is becoming more and more prevalent and placed before you to get you ready for when you see things that you've never seen before. And then towards the end, the bottom line, this, like the Drake equation, is a good teaching tool. It helps to organize our thoughts, but I doubt it'd be very useful as a research tool because we know so little about what properties truly define habitability. Without a much better idea of what alien life is like, we don't know how to define habitability. Probably nature is much more creative than we can imagine. Well, they can live anywhere they want to in the past. But the ones that fell, they've been relegated to not being able to squat to pee unless they have the permission of God. And that's why you can't see him, because he's holding them back until he holds them back no more. He can't do anything outside of the timeline that he's prescribed. Here's another one, also in today's homepage. Second Mine 2012 reference revealed. Mexican officials have revealed a second Mayan artifact that references the year 2012. Officials note that the artifact likely is referring to something that has happened, unlike the first. Well, let's see what are they saying here. Okay. Lyceum, this is it. If we can ever get it to load. Alright. United States Online News, alrighty. 2nd May 2012, it arrives. The Mexican National Institute of Anthropology and History have admitted that they have a second reference to the date 2012. Get out of here. As the end of the world, on a carved fragment found at an archaeological site in southern Mexico. Salt Lake Tribune reports that the archaeologists have long acknowledged that reference to date 2012 as end of the world is found on a stone tablet from the Tortuguero site in the Gulf Coast state of Tabasco. But on Thursday, the Mexican National Institute of Anthropology and History announced that there is what appears another reference to the same date in an inscription on a brick found at a Camalcalco ruin. According to the spokesman for the Institute, Arturo Mendez, the inscription that has been known for years and has been carefully studied by experts. Some experts, however, dispute that the Camalcalco brick inscription really makes reference to dates, December 21st, 2012 or December 23rd, 2012, but some have said is the end of the world. Well, I disagree with that. Everything I've studied, it's not said the end of the world. It's just a great change to the world that we're in. The Camalcalco brick inscription, like the previous Tortuguero inscription, is difficult to interpret because it is cryptic. The Tortuguero inscription, for instance, makes prophetic reference to uncertain but possibly cataclysmic events to occur in 2012 in connection with the Mayan god of war and creation. The mystery of the message in the Tortuguero inscription is complicated by an illegible ending. Though some have claimed the eroded text reads, "He will descend from the sky." Salt Lake Tribune reports that the face of the Camalcalco brick, which carries the prophetic message, appears to have been covered with stucco and laid facing inward. This is taken to imply the message on the brick is a sacred message, not meant for profane eyes. However, a specialist in Mayan inscriptions at the University of Texas, Austin David Stewart, thought some have proposed it as another reference to 2012. I remain rather unconvinced. Okay. He's unconvinced. Okay, here's what the first one said. In case nobody saw that one. Let's see what that one was. What other stuff do they want to say? Well, that was the latest thing. Or at least the second thing they've said. And then we're going to look at the first thing they said. The Tortuguero prophecy. Mexico's Archaeological Institute downplays theories that ancient Mayas predicted some sort of apocalypse would occur in 2012. But on Thursday, it acknowledges a second reference to the date exists on a carved fragment found at a southern Mexican ruin site. Most experts have cited only one surviving reference to the date in the Mayan glyphs, a stone tablet from the Tortuguero site in the Gulf Coast state of Tabasco. Okay. But the National Institute of Anthropology and History said in a statement that there is in fact another apparent reference to the date at nearby Camalcalco. I always mess that up. Camalcalco ruin. The inscription is on the carved or molded face of a brick. Camalcalco is unusual among Mayan temples and it was constructed of bricks. Arturo Mendez, a spokesman for the Institute, said the fragment of description had been discovered years ago and been subject to thorough study, not on display and being kept in storage at the Institute. Okay, the Camalcalco brick, as the second fragment is known, has been discussed by experts in some online forums. Many still doubt that it is a definite reference to December 21st, 2012 or the 23rd, 2012. The dates cited by proponents of the theory as the possible end of the world. And like I said, I disagree. there's not enough things matching up with God's timeline. It's not going to be the end of the world. It'll be the end of the world as we know it, if anything. Some have proposed it as another reference to 2012, but I remain rather unconvinced. David Stewart, specialist, blah blah blah. So there we go on that. So that is what they're saying now. What do you think? I think we're just going to have to go through it and keep all the stuff that we know and be aware of it and prepared. You know, the planet didn't flip upside down, but the things that you may have collected and stored up, they come in handy either way. So don't feel like you lost something just because you may have a stockpile of something. That's good. It will help when you need it, because we'll all need the help sooner or later. 2012 should be a revealing, interesting year. I have no doubt myself. And we've seen some fantastic things this year. We've been through a lot. We're not done yet. I believe we have one more date that's been mistranscribed. We've already made it through the October date, and now we're passing through all of November, so all the dates that we marked early in the year, we've made it through all of them, and that is a good thing. I believe the date is Christmas Eve, December 24th, 2011. That was also what I feel is a mistranscribed date for the end of the Mayan calendar. So Christmas Eve comes up, that'll be another date, and we'll see if we can make it past that one. So far I don't see any reason why. We're getting some earthquakes, but no, we're not getting 8s or anything. We haven't really got Japan eyes or anything like that. So you have had Turkey, and they have had death from that. I'll keep my eyes open, but I'm just not seeing anything right now that looks like it's going to be a big 8 or anything. Not this year. It'll come next year. We'll see what the sun's doing. We'll see how everything works as we move through that year. Interesting though that they now kind of told what they told in that second article update. Check her out. See what you think. God bless. I'll talk to you soon.